Hello, once again, this is Ifya Jimfua Ankara. Thank you for taking the time to be a part of our discussion today. I hope you are well. If this is your first time joining us on this channel or tube, we gather together and think about three things. The first thing is we think about who we are and our purpose on this earth. Then we also think about three things we can do to add to our livelihood that would make us better than we were a day or a few years ago. And we look at a few things that we could add to our toolkit that would make us better. So today I was thinking about authorities, right? Authorities. And when we think about authorities, we think about government entities, we think about the state authority, we think about police, law, soldiers, parent, religious leaders, and it goes on and on and on, right? Everywhere we go, there is some type of authority that we need to adhere to and be mindful of and to respect. However, I was also thinking that there are two authorities that we should pay attention to. And these two authorities, two essential being, is subconsciousness and consciousness, right? I think if we pay attention to these two authorities, it will make us better. We will be more beingful than all these other authorities that consumes us and tell us what to do and what not to do, right? And the reason why I say that is that the most authoritative element that we need to activate as beings is consciousness. It's so important. It is so important. I think consciousness will allow us to be who we were meant to be, to think more deeply, to be more intuitive with our process of thinking, our faculty, and how we reason. I think that it's very detrimental when we have leaders in place that are not consciously awakened, that are operating from modus operandi, and they are moved by society, by popularity, and they are not fully conscious. I think it's it's deadly. It's dangerous. Leaders that are not consciously aware could do absurd things. They could cause a lot of pain. They could cause a lot of grief. And this goes on and on in all myriad of life. When you have parents that are not conscious, they mislead children. They pour into them things that are not really valuable and useful, right? They inculcate their parental ideologies into their children, and at the end of it all, the children are not fulfilled. They were not able to tap into who they were meant to be. In the same vein, if you run into a teacher who is not conscious, they could also impact you in some way, shape, or form. A lot of students have lost their way, have been impacted in some capacity negatively because of what a teacher said to them. On the other spectrum, we've had students that became more of who they were meant to be, because they ran into a fully conscious teacher. We've had friends that have not been conscious and they've said some hurtful things to us, right? So I think the most best authority we need in our lives today is the authority of consciousness. What do you think? I think it's so vital. I think it's so important that we tap into our consciousness and who we are to be able to live fully, unapologetically, because we are in tune with ourselves, of our being, of who we're meant to be. Because I think it's very crucial that knowing yourself and what you are capable of is very vital to our being. There are a lot of people walking around nowadays that are not fully conscious. There are people that could not even remember the food they ate yesterday. There are people in our midst that couldn't tell you if they were to walk back in memory lane from the time they woke up till, I would say, noon. They will not be able to tell you what they did or who they met or whomever they met. They couldn't even remember what they talked about, what they were wearing, because we are not conscious. We are awake, but we are asleep. Are you one of those people? Could you actually remember what you said about three hours ago to someone? Could you remember what you had for breakfast? If it's 6 p.m. right now, what did you have for breakfast? Can you remember? If you cannot remember, then I'm reminding you that you are awake but mentally asleep. Are you one of those people? What is bothering you? What has taken away your mindset so much so that you cannot remember what you did a few days ago, what you did or said 3 hours ago, a few hours ago? You're not being fully conscious. You need to be fully conscious and mindful about where you are and what you're doing and what is happening, because it's at that juncture that you'll be able to plan and be present at wherever you are. A lot of us are living in a life where when we are here, when we are enjoying breakfast or lunch or dinner, we're thinking about tomorrow. We are not fully present. We are not fully conscious. Are you conscious, human being? If you are a conscious human being, then people should enjoy being around you, because your instinctual intuition is on speed, is up to speed, is up to par, and you could pick up vibes. When vibes are low, you could pick it up. When it's high, you could pick up. You could actually be so in tune that when somebody is bothered about something, you could pick up. Are you a conscious human being? Are you fully conscious, or you are fully awake but mentally asleep? Are you present? Depending on the position that you're in, either you're a parent, a student, wife, girlfriend, significant other, a leader. Are you a conscious leader? Are you a conscious parent? Are you a conscious friend? Are you a conscious sibling? Or you just getting by? What has taken away your mind so much that You are fully engaged up here, but nothing, the input is not adding up. Are you able to create? Are you able to remember? Are you even remembering your dreams? Do you see you when you dream? Do you remember your dream? I'm asking you. If you are a leader, are you leading consciously, or you are causing pain, disharmony, grief to the people that look up to you? And if you're not, my question is why? If you are a teacher, are you really consciously leading your student to become the best version of themselves, and not just pouring into them repetitive dogma that doesn't serve us anymore? Are you able to create? Because I believe that intelligence only comes to us when we enjoy authentic freedom. Are you able to enjoy who you are and your being, and not capsulated by what society wants you to be? Are you a conscious being? It's a question. People dream when their body is sleeping, but I tell you this, people are still dreaming when their body is alive, and they couldn't even tell you what they are dreaming about. What is happening? What is going on? One thing I've also noticed is that it's very difficult for people to accept that they are sleeping, consciously sleeping. However, they really believe that they are fully awake. I think that is interesting as well. If we fully accept that consciously we are asleep, if we fully accept that we are consciously asleep, then it is obvious that that is when we will start begin to awake and to be fully conscious. Have you accepted that you are in slumber state, or you are fully awake? I leave you with this. It is important for us to study ourselves in a field of the mind, emotion, habit, instincts, fear, and even in the midst of having sex. Are you conscious? Have you studied yourself in these capacities? Have you taken a good analysis of yourself lately? What has preoccupied your mind so much that you can't remember? Today, I leave you with this. Take time to be conscious of yourself. We need to learn ourselves. We need to be present. We need to take time and observe our habits. We need to take time to observe and feel our emotions. We need to be fully awakened in order to tell the truth from the fake, in order to be fully engaged to discern what is happening around us. This is Ifya for Ankara. If you've been able to listen to me to this extent, then I would encourage you to share, to subscribe, and to leave your comment in the comment section. Let me know about your thought on this matter, because I think it's really important. This is Ifya for Ankara. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.